Are you looking to buy your first RV or maybe looking to upgrade your RV? Well, RV shows are a great place to go and find what you're looking for. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is cold outside, but it's going to be warm inside. We're going to the annual RV and camping show. We're going to take you along, take you inside, because this is the place where you can find that next RV. So when you come to RV shows, there's really three things you're probably going to want to do. Number one, obviously you're going to want to look at all the amazing RVs here. Number two is there's going to be lots of vendors displaying products, campgrounds, things like that. And number three, a lot of RV shows will actually have seminars on how-tos and help to educate you on the RV industry. And in addition, if that's not enough, most of these RV shows have some amazing food that you can check out as well. So RV shows happen all year long, all over the United States. You can have local RV shows at your local dealership, to small shows, to intermediate shows like the one here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. But if you really want to experience everything, then you're probably going to want to check out one of the super shows, Tampa in January or Hershey, Pennsylvania in September. What's great about RV shows is, opposed to running from dealership to dealership, the dealerships come here and we can check out lots of different units at one time. So whether you're looking for a pop-up, whether you're looking for a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, or a motorhome, most likely the RV show is going to have something for everyone. So I'm here at the Fort Wayne RV show and hanging out at the Barton Lake RV booth. Barton Lake RV is like our hometown dealership. We bought several RVs from not only Barton Lake RV, but this guy right here, my good friend Steve Wilcox. So Steve, how's the show going so far?
It's going pretty good. Yesterday was, as you know, we had severe snow weather, and so we only had like 150 people through the whole day, but today it's really busy. Everything's back to normal and it's going good. Traditionally this is a great show, and the Fort Wayne market is so big, so especially for us at our 40 miles north of here at our hometown, so it's great, and it's a great facility. So absolutely. I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be really nice.
So when people come to an RV show, if they've never been to one, any advice you would give them? I mean, what's the benefit to coming here?
Well, focus. I think if you have an idea of what you want to look for, bunks or no bunks, fifth wheel or trailer, maybe don't drift into a $400,000 motorhome just for fun. If you focus on what you want to look for, you can make a little more sober judgment, or, you know, choice-wise. Right. Better, I think you can really stick to your guns and kind of narrow down what your choices are, rather.
Now, you guys do some Keystone products, and one of my favorites, the Cougar line. I believe Cougar announced something kind of new with their trailer line. Is that correct in regards to solar packages?
That's right. Across the board with Keystone, so they really jumped in. Standard equipment, even on our entry-level product, is a 200-watt solar panel. It's called Solar Flex system, so it's buildable. But a 200-watt solar panel and a 15-amp charger comes standard, even on our little single-axle minis. And from there, it gets bigger. 200, 400, 600, lithium battery option. We have 2 units at the show. The 2 big Cougar fifth wheels have the 2,000 watt inverter installed in the basement, so it has power to the outlets. For us, that's a big step. You guys that watch their channel are up on solar even more than I am a lot of times, and Patrick and Patty know it really well, but we're coming along with it and understanding it well. But to have a 2,000 watt inverter, power to the outlets, and take it to that next level for primitive camping is really cool.
Yeah, and even on the lower units, I love it, if nothing else, to keep your battery charged while you're going down the road or while you're just sitting and you're not plugged in. So I think that's awesome that Keystone's doing that, not just with the Cougar line, but across the board.
Yeah, I mean, for what, 4 or 5 years we've had solar ready, and it's kind of interesting, but it's just a plug with, you'd put a portable easel solar out on the picnic table. This is so much better. It travels down the road with you. It's pre-wired in at the factory, and it's a good benefit. It keeps people's batteries, you know, at peak.
Right.
So
now a lot of people are saying, you know, with the demand high and the supply a little shorter, there's no deals to be had. But as I'm looking around your display, you guys are still doing discounting off of MSRP.
We are. We've always tried to be aggressively priced, and you know, with 10 or 12 employees, I guess we consider ourselves small to mid-sized dealership. But our margins are still the same they were. They're a good buy for the customer. We try to sell as many as we can, not just sit and sell one or two.
Right.
You know, the same old theory. But no, good pricing. Availability, however, is still a little bit of a problem.
Okay.
We normally stock about 100 units, and we're up to about 45 now, which is a plus compared to the middle of last year when we had 10 or 12. The independent, and I think this is worthy of saying to you guys, the independent family-owned dealerships have struggled in the last year and a half or so.
Right.
And that's pretty common knowledge, but as far as getting product, and we're an independent, and we want to be that way and not lose touch with the customer.
What's build time? Let's say I come into the dealership, I've got that unit I really want.
Sure.
You don't have it. Just in a roundabout right now, how is it looking?
Instead of 6 to 8 weeks, it's probably 3 months.
Okay. All right. So it can still be done. It's just a little bit longer wait. So if somebody wants one for summer, they need to be getting a hold of you now.
Yeah, and to put a little clarity on it, the intangible is material surcharges, cost of building materials that go up. We normally would get 2 price increases a year, sometimes 1, so 1.5 to 2 a year. Now, these last several months, there's been 1 price increase every month. So if we order one and 3 months later, it's hard to put your finger on exactly what it'll cost, and we try to eat some of that price. It's confusing. But, so in some ways, you buy what you see. There's some truth to that.
Okay.
Maybe price-wise, but every dealer's in the same situation in regards to that, and we're doing the best we can. So.
Are you seeing the used market? I know a lot of people were holding out, like I'm waiting until everybody sells their new RVs that they don't want anymore. Are you seeing an increase, or has it pretty much been where it's been for the last year and a half?
It's still, through the winter and through January, I guess, in this first quarter, it's still, used values are still high.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, I hate to say the bottom will drop out, but there is some, you know, prices, your trade-in is worth more now than it was a couple, 3 years ago in a lot of cases. Right. You knew that, I guess, but that's really still surprising. Nothing is appreciable. Very few things appreciate, but trailers have done that in the last couple of years. So your trade-in is important. Maybe, you know, it's a good time. You're paying a little bit more for a new trailer than we did 2 years ago, certainly. But
so it's kind of balancing if you're trading in.
Sure.
Or selling outright and then buying a new one.
Right.
Okay. Anything else you want to share with us about the industry, or?
Still innovative. You guys were here 2 years ago, and you've been at the dealership a few times, and we're seeing innovations. I'm glad you're excited about Keystone stepping into the solar world, and they're not the only ones, but across the board. I'm still surprised how innovative a design group can be on interior floor plan design. And you've just looked at some other product and said that to me about other competitive product, and I appreciate that it's neat to see what somebody can do with a 30-foot box and how you can make it different. So, but I can't give you any real tangible differences. The simple things like power stabilizer jacks that we used to not have on an entry to mid-level product 2 years ago, they're standard on about everything. Right. You know, that has run through its 3rd generation or cycle of, you know, engineering changes. So we've gone through all the teething problems with those. But in other things, fireplaces are more common. Right. You know,
so they're just upping their game.
I suppose. Yeah. And as the price, auto leveling on a half-ton series, not entry level certainly, but we didn't have one-touch auto leveling on our smaller 5th wheels 2 years ago. It's standard. A lot of things, you know, I guess customer-friendly things like that are nice increases.
Right. And I got to be honest, we took a look at this new Cougar fifth wheel with the pet-friendly mudroom. Talk about innovative. I love the fact that now they're starting to play to the pet audience. And so many of us RVers, we have our pets, and even if you didn't have pets, for your kids to enter in the back like that. And the interior, I'm finding a lot of these are, the interior design is just better. Like it looks more warm and more inviting than the traditional, what we used to think of as the Elkhart trailers.
Well put. Yeah, I'd read recently that 70%, over 70% of RVers take a pet with them. And I thought, boy, that's a high percentage. But even if it's 50%, regardless, we know that we need to cater to that pet-friendly design. And this one's radically a niche, almost a radically niche product in the sense that they've dedicated the back fifth of that trailer to a mudroom. Luckily, there's a combination office.
Right.
And if you have a Mastiff, you can bathe them back there. But you guys have smaller dogs, so do we. But interesting. And washer and dryer compartment in the back. And the rest of the unit flows like a couple's coach, doesn't it?
Very much so. Very nice.
So yeah, thank you for that feedback, and something neat to bring to the show. It's called a 357 UMR, which stands for mud room in the back.
Love it.
Yeah, thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
Great to see you guys.
Yeah, thanks so much, Steve. We really appreciate it. So if you're in the market for a Keystone product trailer, give my friend Steve a call at Barton Lake RV. I'll make sure that information's down below in the description.